Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Chris Massimo here with some Apex Legends gameplay. Today's gameplay happens to be a great one like I mentioned from Wednesday's Call of Duty video. Speaking of which, I just wanted to say thank you all for the support you guys gave on that video. And I know it was different, and I think I'm going to start trying my best to start uploading both Apex and Call of Duty content for you guys. Now in this match, I felt like there was some sort of action or battle that we were in constantly, or just, back to back. And when it comes to this game, I just don't personally like going 10 minutes without seeing anybody and then somehow getting eliminated in the top 5 or top 3, just because I didn't have good enough loot or that adrenaline rush or focus that usually kicks in from getting into multiple battles. I feel like you honestly have to get in battles just so that you can find the certain guns, the certain ammo, or loot that you need in order to finally prepare yourself for the end game. Also, it's just really not interesting gameplay to upload in my opinion, and I mean, why would you want to see me or any content creator just running around for 10 minutes? It really just wouldn't make any sense. In this game though, the ending happened to be different from our normal matches with me and my brother, but it was actually pretty funny and crazy, so stay tuned to see what happens. Now, as you can probably tell from the title of this video, I picked up the Havoc in this game, and I know I've heard some people call it overpowered, and I've actually lost a lot of gunfights. I know that I for sure should have won to this gun, but it's fine. I finally gave in, and I decided it was my time to see how crazy good the Havoc really is. Now, I have used it a handful of times in the firing range just to learn recoil patterns and practice. And don't get me wrong, this gun is a monster. And I wouldn't necessarily say that it is overpowered just because every gun really serves a purpose in this game, and of course everything has their pros and their cons. Now, however, it does deal a lot of damage, and I saw a statistic that said in order to kill an enemy with 200 HP, that your exact percentage of a clip that you need to hit with no attachments is about 95% with an R99, 100% with a wingman, 83% with an R301, and 75% for a prowler. Now, for a Havoc, you need 37% of your exact clip percentage in order to kill that enemy with 200 HP. And of course, after hearing those statistics, it makes it seem like this gun might be too good, but those numbers are just tiny factors that make up this game, especially if you put into consideration engagement distance, recoil / the view kick, aim down sight, and the hip fire spread, and lastly, the charge up time for this particular weapon. But what I really love about this game is that the developers really took their time to make this a fun and enjoyable game and make it that the community retention is long lasting. And for example, I know the developers wanted us players to be happy or feel accomplished when looting different things and have that constant feeling of wanting progression throughout the match. For those of you that have actually played this game, do you remember the feeling that you got when you actually drop into a high tier loot zone just to find a Mozambique or a charge rifle, while everyone else is just finding R99s or R301s along with purple shields? It's just frustrating. Or how about the way that you felt when you drop in and then you find a gold shield right off the bat, or just one of your favorite guns? It's the same thing that you feel in Call of Duty when you've been grinding and grinding for that camo you've been dying to unlock, or that gun you've been waiting just to get, so that you can finally be good again. It's things like this that helps bring the community together and make them happy. And what I'm most excited about is that the rumors of the new event is coming soon, and which I'm actually looking forward to as well. And there are rumors for a new map too. I know that I've been keeping up with Loba's story on the quest. I'm still kind of, trying to figure out exactly what artifacts are we trying to unlock. It kind of looked like a Revenant's head or, just some type of skull. So I know that in time, as we start progressing out throughout this season, things will start to unfold even more and more. So I'm also very glad that they brought back World's Edge, since I finally felt like King's Canyon was just a little too played out. But, in addition to adding that third map, this can really help bring more life to this game. Now, I know that the community is growing, that the Season 5 happened to be the most successful season in Apex Legends so far. And I think that it's awesome that the developers at Respawn have decided to open up a branch in Vancouver to solely focus on Apex Legends content, which is actually going to be more exciting since it will bring more people to the game and allow us to make more fun and interesting content. And speaking of content, I know that Season 4 for Call of Duty finally dropped last night around 11 o'clock. And what's crazy about it is that this game takes up way too much memory on my freaking Xbox. Like, I was so excited because I was seeing, all right, cool, I can finally get the update, and I'm like, all right, I know there was rumors of it being like 4 gigabytes and it wasn't really going to be too much. No, it was 84 gigabytes. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, how much bigger is this game going to get? I literally had to go ahead and delete 5 games just to make room for that update. But what I'm going to be doing for you guys is I'm going to go ahead and cover all the new content for you guys, you know, what's new on the battle pass, and of course the new guns and everything that's going on. I have tried out a few extra guns for myself, you know, such as the Vector, and played in a few matches, but I still need to go ahead and see what else is going to be new for the gameplay, and then I'll go ahead and bring that out for you guys. Now back to the gameplay. At this point I only had about 3 kills. It wasn't too much, but I felt like we had a good amount of action. I knew that the other team was still behind us. I just wasn't too sure exactly where, but the moment I found that Pathfinder, I was like, oh yeah, he's dead. And you know, as you can see, the Havoc is actually really good. As long as you can control the recoil and, you know, actually land all your shots, which I didn't do, you can actually melt people. And since we finished off this Pathfinder, I still wasn't too sure exactly where the teammate was. I knew he was around here somewhere, but the moment that I was able to see him, I was like, alright, this guy's definitely dead. And, you know, luckily I was able to land all my shots on this guy pretty much. So what me and my brother knew was just the fact that there was only about 8 squads left. It's kind of getting to that moment where we got to start playing for endgame. So what we wanted to do is obviously just go ahead and loot all the bodies for all the materials and loot that we needed. Just reposition, making sure that we're all healed up and that we got everything that we need, and then obviously start pushing towards the inner circle or final circle. So as you can see, so obviously what you want to do when looting is probably not switch out and get the wrong armor. I don't know why I did that, but you know, that's why I went kind of like double backed for it. So just remember that for all of your Apex tips and everything that's going to help improve your gameplay, just don't do what I do. So for the most part, guys, you know, I was going to say for this season, I was going to say that there really isn't a main that I actually use for the most part. You know, a lot of my gameplays or wins that I've been uploading, they're not really just primarily focused on one certain character. And I don't think that's just because, you know, I usually like to go with just one person. I think it's just because I like to mix things up each gameplay. I like to see who my teammates are going to run, and, you know, I kind of like to just focus on making myself more all-around balanced, I should say. But like I had mentioned in the last few videos, that my main characters or my favorite characters that I really like to use are obviously Caustic, you know, Mirage, Revenant, but I really feel like I don't give enough love to Lifeline anymore because, you know, to be honest with you, she's actually still really good. You know, just the fact that you got that health drone that really helps out a lot, and that care package. And I've had this care package ready since like almost the beginning of the game, but I just really haven't found a purpose to use it yet, or just the right time with so many people that have been around us and so many fights that we've been getting into. So as we start progressing towards Harvester, you're going to see that we saw a lot of people, and I don't know why, but my aim was just amazing right over here. As you can see, I was able to go ahead and melt that kid. I still kind of wish that I at least just got the knockdown at least, but you know, I knew there was a few squads over here. I wasn't too sure how exactly we were going to play it, so we kind of wanted to just play it safe and be underneath them and have them rush to us, but you know, they were actually here, so I wanted to go ahead and finish off this guy because, you know, obviously a big tip in Apex Legends or Call of Duty Warzone, you know, if you play either or of them, it's just the fact that sometimes you have to find the right moments to finish off the teammates, or just to making sure that they're not constantly pinging you or, you know, shouting out to where you are. So of course we knew that the other teammate was around somewhere, and we eventually found her. And, you know, as my brother was going to get the finisher off of this other person so that he can recover more of his shield, I knew that that other team that was fighting on top of the building near the city was eventually going to come for us. I just wasn't too sure exactly when. So eventually I did see them. I don't know if they just didn't see us because they kept rushing towards us, but then eventually they started getting their shots off on me, and I just wasn't too sure if we should go ahead and fight this battle outside or really inside. But, you know, like I said, there are those moments where you just got to figure out, you know, when is the best time to go ahead and get in a fight, and obviously one of the best times to go ahead and retreat, because, you know, if you try and play too aggressive, or maybe the other team might just have a better shot on you, you kind of just want to go ahead and just start surviving and just find a different position to go ahead and get the advantage on them. Now, and of course, at this time, there's only about 4 squads left. I got 6 kills with the gun, and like I said, I feel like this gun is actually really good. Now, is it really gonna take over to the moment where I think it's gonna be like my new favorite gun and my go-to all the time? Probably not, but there's gonna be situations where I feel like I do need to pick it up. I'm still gonna have moments where I'm gonna want to go ahead and still pick up the Prowler or the R301 or just a different gun just to mix things up and get better. But I'm still gonna say that this is probably one of those up there guns that I'm gonna want to go ahead and pick up as well too. So now, speaking of which, I do have a crazy gameplay that just happened, and for me, you've never seen me pick up any snipers, and the reason for that is because I'm trash. There's just no way. But what ended up happening, and I'm not going to spoil everything about it, but I went off. I was landing all my shots, I was knocking down people, I was getting eliminations, and I don't know why or how good I was, or why I was doing so well with it, but I did. So as soon as I'm done editing that video and getting some commentary out for it, I'll make sure that I go ahead and bring it out for you guys just so you can see it, and I promise you, you're probably not going to see it again from me like anytime soon. So stay tuned. Now, at this moment, I was kind of scared because it was a 1v1 situation. I know that my brother can probably win this battle, but you just never know. You don't know if someone else just is a better person, a better shot, or just knows how to use that legend a lot more better than you do. But in this particular situation, I just wasn't too sure what was going on. I really knew that we really stood a chance to win the game. I didn't want to get eliminated at this moment, and luckily my brother made that amazing play of just obviously recharging his battery at the right time while I was able to watch his back. The other opponent obviously went to go ahead and try and get a revive off, so we got really lucky that he tried to do that, and instead of trying to be aggressive or push, because in this situation I feel like it would have been the big game changer. So my brother was able to go ahead and kill him, which was just super clutch, because obviously the moment I started seeing his shield and his life just go down even more, I kind of got pretty scared. But like I said, he pulled it off, so it happens. And speaking of which, my brother just finally got his Elgato. He's going to start producing some content very soon. He has his microphone and he has his setup. He's just going to start waiting on a little bit more stuff to finally boot up his channel. And once he does, I'm going to start linking his profile and his channel in the description. So please, if you ever want to see how well our matches go and everything from his perspective, just give it a shot. You see exactly how he plays, obviously everything that goes on, and obviously all the great plays that we do together. Now, with only 3 squads left, this is where things started getting a little bit more hectic. We knew that squad on the right side was over there because obviously they were shooting at us, so we wanted to see if we can get some cover and also the high ground, but we still weren't too sure exactly where that other squad was. So of course, we still were playing this game with the fear of them maybe being behind us and playing the circle a little bit late. And if you know this game really well, there's just that constant fear of getting third parties. So that's just the whole reason why I kept looking back the entire time. And, in this situation, we were just kind of just farming damage, making them go through their shield cells and maybe some syringes. Instead of just pulling out the Havoc, I probably should have had the Wingman just to get more precise shots on. But, I didn't really have the proper attachments to actually run this situation. Now, in this process, my brother was able to hop down, and he actually found the other squad. The other squad is literally in our building, but right below us. It was a Caustic team and a Loba. They actually just had all the doors gassed up, so we knew that they weren't going to come to us anytime soon. And what our main thing and main focus was to actually just try and eliminate this squad directly ahead of us, and then eventually worry about the other team as well. What I will say is that the moment that my brother laid down the Black Market or Loba's ultimate, this was probably the game changer. This is probably the reason why we won this game, is because I was able to find that HCOG Ranger, or that sight that I had on this gun, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to eliminate this team. There was just no way I could really get a good shot off, and I don't know how I was able to win this battle. This is probably just another testament to see why the Havoc is just so good, because it really took off all that shield from that Octane. And then I was able to land my shot, and I knew he was weak because he just didn't have enough time to go ahead and obviously pop a med kit or a shield battery. So I knew that I wasn't really too worried about actually killing him. So I knew that since it was late game and it was going to be a little bit close quarters, that's why I kind of picked up the Peacekeeper. And if you guys are from Season 4, the Peacekeeper was actually pretty overpowered as well too. Now, this is where things got pretty funny because, as you can see, we see the last squad and they knew that we were here, but they just kept crouch spamming. And obviously, my brother wanted to just play from the distance in case they wanted to come out, but they wanted to do like a 1v1 situation with no like batteries, Phoenix kits, or anything at all. But me and my brother were literally hungry for the win. Like, we haven't had a win in a few days, and we just wanted to make sure that we were to win this game. So, as you can see, we're preparing for them to finally come out, and so that we can finally beat them. And obviously, we do get the win. So as this video starts to wrap up, guys, like I said, I just appreciate you all for all of the love and support that you guys have been giving me. This has been a dream of mine since I was a kid and since I was in middle school. So finally able to do this, and be having fun with it has been something pretty amazing to me. So thank you guys so much for watching my videos, for liking, commenting, and subscribing as well. I hope you guys are doing great and you guys are staying safe, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. Peace.